Welcome to EFL TV, episode number 3. I'm Jason Richardson. I'm sitting in for Daniel Harford. I'm joined by Lauren Wood, the media manager of the Eastern Footy League. Lots happening, Lauren.
There certainly is, Jace, especially this week.
I'm looking forward to all your news, and we're going to start with a very important message for Cancer Council.
There is, yeah, you're right. You might have noticed the yellow armband I've got on here. It's the Call to Arms weekend this weekend, and it's certainly something that we don't want to do halfway. So all the clubs will be wearing yellow armbands around the league to recognise the and raise some awareness about men's cancer, because the stats are showing us that 1 in 2 males will be diagnosed with cancer by the age of 85. So basically the message this year is it could be you or it could be your best mate. So we've also got an extra special message sending out this year. One of our clubs down at Warrandyte lost one of their life members earlier this year to cancer. So we'll be presenting the inaugural James Logan Shield this year, presented by the Cancer Council. So that'll go to the club that raises the most money throughout this weekend for the Cancer Council.
Okay, so make sure when you go to the footy this weekend, you keep your eye out for this Calls to Arms, because it's a great cause indeed. Talking about this weekend, looking forward to so much of the round.
That's it. We've got a great edition of the Footy Record out this weekend. We've got a feature with Churnside Park trainer Lauren Mowat, who gives a bit of a different look, which I can certainly relate to, of a girl's look at footy. She's right in amongst it down at Churnside, so she's all about that. And we've got Will Taylor has had a look at a bit of a comparison in the last 5 years, now that we've reached the halfway mark of the year. He's compared the ladders at this time from 2006 to the ladders at this point in 2011, which is really interesting.
Okay, and when we are at the footy, what will be our radio game this weekend?
If you tune in to 98.1 Radio Eastern, the radio game this week is in Division 3, Mitcham versus North Ringwood. So given how badly my Saints are travelling in the AFL, it'll be interesting to see how they go against the Tigers down at Mitcham this weekend.
Good on you, Lauren. Some great information there. Looking forward to what's going to be a massive weekend, and it's a great cause, so make sure you check out all the relevant information when you go to the footy this weekend. I'm joined by Football Operations Manager Phil Merton now to discuss some interesting facts and interesting trends happening in the Eastern Footy League at the moment. In many ways, Phil, it's reflecting what's happening in the AFL.
Yeah, that's correct, Richo. We've over the last couple of years, we've been monitoring the interchange and rotations of clubs and looking at what's happening, and we can see there is a trend that it's going upwards. At the moment, it's not at too high a level, and there's some information in the record this week that covers that. The averages across the divisions are around about 57 in Division 1, 40 in Division 2, 32 in Division 3 and 33 in Division 4. So they're not huge numbers in comparison to what we're seeing at the AFL, where every club is pretty much over 100.
Yeah.
But we're monitoring to see the impact that might have on the game in the future, and what we'll do in the AFL.
Well, naturally in the AFL, the Division 1, they are very professional players with a very professional coaching structure, and we can see, Scoresby, 91 rotations on average. It's a high amount.
Yeah, it is, and that's what we're monitoring to see. I mean, the number of rotations isn't the issue, but it's what that impact that might have on the game. So particularly with us playing on a lot of smaller grounds than what they traditionally do in the AFL, if we end up with a swarm of 36 players running around the ground all within about 20 metres of each other, then it could cause some issues in terms of how we want the game to be played. So we'll monitor it mainly about how the game's being played, not exactly just what the number of rotations are. So
it's fascinating, and of course the record's a great way of communicating to your audience. Other things of the record in this week in particular that you'd like to draw attention to?
Yeah, in terms of stats, as Lauren mentioned, Will Taylor's gone through a comparison of the last 5 years, so there's some really great information there. So as we go forward.
Okay, yeah. Also, interesting, Park Orchards coming to the competition moving forward. Tell us about the rotations and also promotion relegation in regards to Division 3 and 4.
Yeah, so this year with Park Orchards having an under-18 team this year and joining the competition as a senior club in Division 4 next year, it means that in this year there's no relegations from Division 3, so the teams who are down the bottom of the ladder get a bit of a free kick for next year, and both grand finalists from Division 4 will be promoted, making Division 3 a 12-team competition next year, and Division 4 an 11-team competition. And in both those competitions, we'll use the seeded draw that we've done in Division 1 over the last few years in order to give an even and balanced fixture.
Sounds fascinating indeed. It's a must reading this weekend, the Footy Record. Good on you, Phil. Appreciate your time. Looking forward to previewing all the games now with Sean Kelly. Okay, we're going to start to preview the games division by division. We brought in Sean Kelly, of course, to do that. We start off with a cracker, Sean. Blackburn versus Noble Park.
We do, Richo. This is going to be a fantastic game. First versus third on the ladder. Blackburn have only lost the one game for the season to date. That was against last year's grand finalist in Scoresby, so this is going to be a really good test to see where the Panthers are at this season.
I haven't had a chance to check the weather, but of course, two leading goal kickers there with Fraser and Dowler. Looking forward to seeing them go toe-to-toe other ends of the ground.
It should be a pretty good day weather-wise, hopefully on Saturday. Touch wood. Forecast looks okay, but yeah, if we can get Fraser and Dowler up and running, it's definitely going to be worth the $7 admission.
Okay, you're going to give us a prediction?
Going with Noble Park, can't go against the reigning premiers.
Okay, we go to Division 2, and the game we're going to look at, Bayswater versus Lilydale. And of course, in round 1, Lilydale were too good for Bayswater.
They were indeed, as they have been for all of the other 9 sides in Division 2 so far this season. Undefeated going into this one. Bayswater have got some form about them, though. Their coach, Bernie Deneen, one of our EFL legends, in absolutely ripping form at the moment. It's going to take a fair bit of stopping.
Okay, so we're predicting for that just to go along as it has been undefeated?
Yeah, I think so. Lilydale, very good side, but Bayswater are very keen for this one at home.
Match of the round in Division 3, Mitcham versus North Ringwood. We've already spoken with Lauren about that game. How do you see that one panning out?
This is going to be a very good game. Mitcham on a high at the moment. They've won their last 4 in a row, including 2 consecutive away games. First time they've done that since they were in Division 1 over 5 years ago. But they need to be at least 4 to 5 goals ahead at three-quarter time. Strong part of North Ringwood's game this year, their final quarters. They've overrun Templestowe and Baronia. They kicked 15 goals in the final quarter against the Whitehorse Pioneers last week.
Okay, we go to Division 4. I played my junior footy at Forest Hill with the Zebras, so I demanded that we have that as a match of the round versus South Belgrave.
And you got the demand as well, because this will be a beauty. This could be the Division 4 season right here. South Belgrave sitting in 6th spot at the moment, 2 games behind that pack of teams that are all on 8 wins and 2 losses. Forest Hill are in that. Again, the top 5 sides play bottom 5 sides this weekend. South Belgrave lose this, we draw a line under the finalists for season 2011.
That should be a fascinating game. Like all the games throughout the round, should be a cracking round.
Should be an absolutely fantastic round. Once again, I tell you, there's 22 games that I'd like to go to this weekend.
Okay, you have been watching, of course, EFL TV. Thanks so much for your time. Enjoy your footy on the weekend.